I think before you said about opening the door, because I don't want people to open the door to this, but I think it came back to the same thing when we were talking about like TRT abuse, and like you have to build up the competency first.
Exactly.
So when you're trying to make the leap, take that leap to, I mean, it's basically online. We're talking about now, like an online business or a scalable business. Doesn't have to be online, can be brick and mortar. When you're trying to make that leap and leave your steady job or whatever, you have to have the competence behind you that it's going to work. And when you're a young guy and you're going to the gym, you need to build the competence and understand that your body, understand nutrition, understand exercise, which take years and years and years and years. And then maybe, okay, I want an extra 5%. I'll take some TRT or whatever you want to take. I'm not saying you should do that, but that's how it should go.
Yeah,
and what we're seeing now, because of, I think people are so focused on the result, they're not focused on the work, obviously. So they see all the results on socials and they think, I want that result. And they're back to front. They start with the result before they get to the thing. So I could be an online PT. I know a bit, you know what I mean? I've got a following, and they dive in before they have the competency.
Of course.
And
this is, you see it with lottery winners, but it is happening with a young generation of new money, is they're making money really quickly and easily because whether it's, luck or otherwise, whatever comes easily goes just as easily. And the struggle to earn money, the struggle to build a business, the lessons that you learn in that struggle are the exact reason you will maintain your success. Or if for whatever reason, something changes, something shifts, you encounter a problem. If you've just copied this model or run down there, when shit hits the fan, you've got no idea how to fix it. And, wisdom comes with experience, not age. You can be really, really, you can be 50 years old and be dumb as fuck, but you can also be 21 having had a hard life and be hyper wise. And I think this is something, experience is one of the most valuable things. Again, time, no one wants to waste time. It does run out, absolutely. But it should be used really fucking well from a really young age. If you're 12, 13, 14 and you're listening to this, I know you've got so many followers who are going to look up to you. Use your time now. Like really, really well. Don't get sucked into all the shit that we did, probably.
And I think that's, again, talking about the result, and the end result. People think about the money. They think about the Lambo, especially young kids. I want to be rich. I want to have a Lambo. I want to have this or whatever. And you put it great, like, especially with crypto and stuff like this now. Some people hit a meme coin and they made 10 million and they whatever, but they have no character or resilience. I know plenty of people with loads of money that are losers that I don't even want to speak to. Not interested in those people because they haven't had the struggle to build and to become better men, if you want to call it that. But I think because we're now back to front in society where everyone sees the results first and they chase the money, people forget about the experience side of things. I've said this before on a podcast. I'm looking over there because Rocas will know what I'm on about, but I can't explain. Someone put it super well. And it was like, I look at life like two journeys. One journey is like experience and like the internal journey is what I call it, like becoming a better man, becoming more confident, becoming more capable, becoming more competent in your field, feeling more self-aware, knowing yourself better, all these things, spirituality, whatever you want to call it, that people just completely ignore because there's no results, there's no Instagram, there's no money, there's no women, there's none of the stuff the external. So everyone focuses on the external journey, and for the external journey, it can come super quick if you make the right moves or whatever. Comes super quick. You make the money, you buy the car, you do the thing, but you're still that hollow guy on the inside.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then when a recession comes, which is going to come, and when everyone gets screwed, this disappears and you'll come back to the ground. You know what I mean? So for me, if you're a young kid, you need to focus on that internal journey, becoming better. I talk about it, again, I always try and come back to my experience because this whole podcast and everything I say is just my opinion. It's not fact. Nothing's a fact. I think everyone is working on themselves. No one's a finished product. You can look up to people as much as you want. Everyone's still working internally, trying to become better. But I learned the internal journey because of fighting. So I would challenge myself every single day to become a better fighter. Had nothing else, just cared about fighting. And that built my character in such a way. I said I was religious growing up. Like my mum, I had to stand up in church and read the Bible and study and all these things that I hated and still would hate doing that now. But I learned a lot of skills that now, we even said I'm naturally quite a good speaker. It's because when I was 8, I was up reading Bible verses, and then it's just, these things that you hate doing that are hard, they're always the things that you're so happy you did in 10 years.
For sure. They're the catalyst for change. Like desperation, pain, and hardship is the catalyst for change. And that works on every level. You know, a universal level, it works on a personal level, a physical level. The reason you go into a gym and break your muscle and hurt yourself is because it grows back stronger. Your brain, the mechanisms are identical. The harder you suffer generally, the more it's going to change you for the positive, you know. And again, you value the problems that you're going to encounter. And that's an enormously positive thing. We spoke earlier about being alone. The ability to value the shit that you think at the time was breaking you and making you worse, I guarantee further down the line, I can't believe we've become the dudes that say, if I know then what I know now, like we're fucking old now. But there's never been a truer word. So if you are young, fucking just welcome the problems and get to them as fast as possible is also what I would say. Is we've got to say all of the success is going to come with experience more than anything else. And I think a lot of people are adverse to risk. And even as testosterone is dropping, one of the biggest correlations they found between testosterone and what it actually does for the men is that we take bigger risks. This is why we're dumb as fuck when we're younger. We're climbing trees and we're, you know, lying under the breeze block bike ramp, doing all this kind of shit. We're stupid because of testosterone. But that willingness to take risk is also why generally, not always, but generally, men are prepared to take risks that make them more successful. If you're a young kid, the chances are you've got your parents to back you up. You've still got a house. You've got this. Take the risks on welcoming the problems, getting the experiences because they're reversible risks. And it's not like jumping out of a plane without a parachute. You fuck that up, you fuck that up. You're not coming back from it. A reversible risk, okay, this little thing didn't work, no problem. Try again. You know, it's like a game of Mario, right? Every time you go through Mario, you hit a particular obstacle. You die at that obstacle. You know how to get around it the next time, but you're going to hit another one. And I think if I'd have known that when I was a lot younger, everything would have changed because I'd have had way less self-doubt. And so many decisions that I talked myself out of or I allowed somebody else to talk me out of when I was younger all made somebody else huge amounts of money. And I don't regret anything, but I reflect on it very often that I should have just been like, fuck it, you know, I was 24 then. I should have just kept pushing for this because nothing bad would have happened on the other side.
I think they say, again, I always quote studies and things, but I don't really know them. I just say them as if I do know them.
You heard them somewhere. I'm the same.
I read them somewhere. Yeah. I think it's, you're at 25 years old, your brain's completely formed, and you actually, as a man, you understand consequences. Mm-hmm. So I know this from fighting because people would say, like, before you're 25, you would have a cage fight and not think about the long-term consequences to your brain. But once you hit 25, you start thinking, oh, okay, wait a second, if I'm getting there, and you start thinking about long-term consequence. So you were saying about how testosterone makes us take risks, and we don't think about long-term consequences.
It's a perfect storm, right?
Perfect storm to send a lot of people into battle and try and kill each other and rape and pillage, which is what we used to do biologically. So, for men, everything you said, again, you put things so well. I think the harder something is, the more you grow from it and the better you become.